The following program is rated MA and may contain themes that may not be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
On the block, hip-hop trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude era. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best, holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I'll never forget it. We've come a pretty long way. There's so much I can say. It's never really gone away.
Welcome everyone to the Raw Patrol, where right now it looks like I'm just with Chris Best, but I guarantee you more people will be coming. As of right now, Bubba Duke is right here. Carl Carafel will be on his way. I think he got lost maybe around the Tinkle Towers area before he came in. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to get that one in there as I can because, well, why not? Guys, how are we doing?
Doing good. I'm helping Carl get his situation sorted here.
Very good. So we are on the way. We are here with the last 2-hour episode of Monday Night Raw in 2024. The last Raw before that goes to Netflix, as we will be making history next week. But tonight we got Seth Rollins. We got CM Punk walking into the building as they are scheduled to come face to face 1 week before their big historic matchup next week. We are live. We have both Wade Barrett and Mr. Testatory commentary. What do we expect in this show today?
Well, yeah, they're on commentary, but they're doing the old standing by the ringside area announcing the matches again. I like when they do stuff like that. It's very throwback, you know?
It is, and for a lot of people who are just kind of welcoming or maybe just watching it and it's being like, oh, maybe I don't know what's going on. This is a nice little setup just so they can be prepared too, right? So not everybody gets the memo, I guess. So, this, yeah, like you said, it's a nice little throwback, but also if you're a new fan, why not?
Oh, look who's coming out.
Yeah. Why don't you let the people know who?
I know I'm ahead of people, so I was just waiting. It is the New Day. I'm kind of waiting for them to change their name soon, to be honest. But that's okay. It sounds like they're getting booed out of the building again, to be honest. Wow. Holy.
Welcome, Carl.
Yes. Welcome the boss. The inmates are not running the asylum tonight, as you people can see. This is one Carl Kerfeld, a.k.a. the boss.
I've been having some issues with my computer a little bit, and I was logged out of StreamYard, so I had to do something to get back in, and my television service is not allowing me to connect on the computer like I normally do. So now I'm having to do it through my Fire Stick. So it's just been a couple little issues.
That you've been away too long. That's the problem. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do anymore.
Yeah.
And it forgot its duties.
Duties.
This crowd is loud right now, booing the New Day, though. Holy jumping.
This is what we've been getting with them since they turned on Big E, man.
Yeah. I think Dom Mysterio's in the back saying, "Oh, thank you, someone else." Hopefully, you wear it out and I can speak.
Right. Like it gets quiet, but as soon as they start again, it gets loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously when they came out, they immediately shut off the New Day music, saying kind of get that out. They have been doing this at live events as well. It does seem like they're slowly transitioning away from not just the New Day moniker, but also the theme music. So I do think that we're getting that slow, progressive change for Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston.
Right. I'm just ensuring audio wise. Anybody hear my television right now, or are we good?
I'll give you the Bubba Duke thumbs up.
We're good.
I love it.
Interesting turn of events here as the New Day were trying to cut their promo, but now we've got Yeet making his way out, one Jey Uso.
Well, if the fans don't want to chant New Day Rocks, they can go Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great little polar opposite, though. You're getting everyone just booing the living, you know what, out of Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods. And then you give them somebody like Jey Uso, who everyone just goes, Yeet to. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And
Now, do we see this actually being something of value tonight for this show? Or is this going to be just a show that's maybe trying to just fully bring us into Netflix?
I think there's going to be some kind of value around this because we need something. We need something for the New Day to feud with right now, and Big E isn't the answer at this point, obviously.
Right.
But maybe somebody on behalf of Big E, somebody like Jey Uso could be that person.
I think what we're going to get in this episode of Raw is obviously we're going to see kind of, I think, business kind of go on like it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
We just know that we're on kind of the wrestling eve of something special, right? We just celebrated Christmas in the real world, but as for a wrestling fan, this is kind of the Christmas, right? Where we know the Netflix is that big gift that we've been waiting for, we've been wanting for the whole year, ever since they've kind of announced that they're moving there. And then, yes, this is kind of that Christmas Eve portion, we know, but doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. We're still going to get something good, and I think we're just going to get everyone but all the big stars, because we all know that the big guns are locked next week.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeet.
Yep.
I mean, like, I kind of would like to see Raw go out on a bang here, because this is the last Raw that's going to be on conventional television.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And they got to rock out of 2024 with a bang with Monday nights, right?
yeah.
That's kind of what I was hoping, that it's wrapping up an era while starting a new one. So I think we're going to get a variety of very entertaining things and matches tonight.
A huge shout out as well tonight to Pete. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. I am not always able to hit a like on your videos, but Pete pedals and plays. Amazing to see your rides to work, your rides home, and even some of the gaming that you do. So thank you for coming by. I appreciate you, and I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Bobby, I got your message on Instagram earlier. I have been working quite a bit. We had a couple people leave work, so my time at work has increased. So I haven't had a lot of time to answer questions or people back, but Thank you as well, Bobby. You are a consummate. You are a staple here in the fan base. Thank you.
100%.
And I hope you as well, with your beautiful lady, had an amazing holiday season. Even the Yeet Master himself believes the New Day sucks. I'm loving the dynamic that's going on here with Kofi and Xavier, where Xavier Woods is still really that hothead aggressor in this little faction that they're continuing on, where Kofi still kind of is that little bit level head, but a little edgier to him.
Mhm.
Really enjoying that.
It's like
Yeah,
we
'cause-
got. Go ahead, Bess.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like Xavier Woods right now because I see him like saying, "I've got you. I'm gonna beat your ass," and Kofi's just kind of like pushing him away, saying, "It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it." You know, it's kind of like those kids in the playground where the bullied kid has had enough, and now he's trying to fight the bully in Xavier Woods, and the bully's friend is like, "Okay, we got to back off. You know what I mean?"
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like we have that kind of balance between we got the hothead and we got the cool common collective with Kofi Kingston. But Kofi Kingston's also been around for a hot minute, right? I mean, not that Xavier Woods hasn't, but I mean, Kofi is just that much more tenured, right? So he knows how this has gone. What I was gonna say is they made a nice little way of making Uso versus the tag team of what may used to be called New Day feel fresh again, which I thought was weird, but like I'm like, okay. I'm like, I could actually run this back and be okay with it.
Yeah. Staying consistent with these bloodline promos as well. I don't like that. I like the subtlety, just the basicness of things. Oh shit! What do we got here? Ho, ho, ho. Wow. I'm gonna let everybody catch up because I don't know if everybody's there yet. Pete, totally understand that, my friend. Always, we want to make sure that everybody is taking care of themselves first, physically and mentally. And I'm happy to hear that you're getting better.
Yeah, it's
When
why
sorry, Parrish, go ahead.
Yeah, it's why I have transitioned into saying a lot on the Chris Parrish podcast instead of chanting for my sports team that all they do is let me down on Sundays. And more importantly, it always says, be happy, be you, because at the end of the day, you matter. And please take that and use it because at the end of the day, you do matter. We love having you here every Monday. We do feel that hole when you're not, but we also are there in case you do need somebody to talk to. So just always remember that we're here. We're all family. I know even somebody like Bobby, he always sends me messages and we always have talks away. So it's always fun just to get to know everyone. So don't be a stranger, even when you have those dark and rough times. Just know we're here for you.
Definitely.
Well, at least Jay tried to put up a fight.
You did.
Very much tried.
And Bobby, I just want to get to you and on this. This is something after this whole transfer window is finished, we could possibly see one of the most stacked tag team divisions we've ever seen.
Right?
Yeah.
Intense. That's all I can say.
And thank you. And that's a good reminder for everyone, once again, that if you are watching on any platform and you have the opportunity to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, hit a notification bell button, but do what you can to please support us. We appreciate it, because just like anybody else, we would like to grow. We'd like to evolve. We would like to make this channel bigger and better, and we'd like to be able to offer everyone better content moving forward. So thank you, Bobby, for doing that.
Wow.
You know what's funny is during this whole Jey Uso thing, I actually forgot that Drew had that pseudo alliance with Solo's bloodline.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
you forget that kind of stuff sometimes. You just
yeah. In this segment, Drew was on the back burner until he showed up, and I'm like, oh, I forgot it was him.
right.
And I
Ducking.
guess that's the message that Drew's really trying to see. Sorry, I was trying to say, and that Drew was just saying, don't forget about me, you know?
Very true. Packed crowd.
Wow. Wow. That's a view right there. Holy. That whole crowd, not an empty seat.
The one thing I would like to see Ivy Nile do in that is, instead of look right at the camera when she says it, she still has an innocence with her visual on her face. I want her to say that to Kathy like she's talking through her.
Okay,
Just
I see
a little
what you're
bit more.
saying.
Because when she looked, it almost seemed very innocent. And
Yep.
she is probably the one person that you do not want to F with in that group.
right.
But at the same time, you couldn't tell that based on that little facial. And she's just too badass to have that. So she talks to any interviewer like she's talking through her and kind of being more like a bully menace in a way. I think that'll definitely help her.
This is the match I've been waiting for. Chad and Otis.
Well, it's a good thing that only 18 minutes into the show, you don't have to wait any longer.
Oh, yeah.
There's a part of me that really wants to see Otis play the Kool-Aid Man with his oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Can you do that while impersonating Chris Farley?
Right.
That would be awesome.
I want him to do fat guy in a little coat. And then when he takes off the coat, he just jumps through a wall and be like, oh, yeah.
That would be funny.
And then cuts the most epic promo ever using Farley lines, right? Like, I just busted through this wall coming from my van down by the river.
Down by the river.
I mean, could you imagine if, like, they did, like, say, Billy Madison 2? Because we all know that they just finished shooting Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
If they did Billy Madison 2 and they just had him as the bus driver instead now,
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm down for
Okay,
that.
I could get behind that. Definitely.
And then maybe have Veronica Vaughn's sister be Maxine.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, she might be a lot older now. Maybe daughter. We'll go with daughter.
There you
Daughter.
go.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving this already.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it.
Bobby Stats does come in a question of asking who would we like to see start in both the men's and the women's Royal Rumble. And before we answer that, Bobby, I think we'll wait till we get that very, very lovable first commercial break
Yep.
as we will start to enjoy this matchup. And I have a feeling we're going to get that commercial break pretty quickly, actually.
Oh, nice.
Holy cow, Otis. I love it.
I love how little Tozawa is standing there with his arm out trying to protect Maxine.
Right?
He's like double his size.
At some point, do you want in this match for Chad Gable to try to do that again, and we actually see Tozawa take that step, like he's almost building that confidence that Otis gives him instead of Chad Gable,
Yes, 100%.
and then that could lead to the eventual brouhaha at ringside with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile.
Yep.
There you go.
I think it would be fantastic. Definitely, for sure. For everyone that is watching, we appreciate you. Get involved with the shows. Jump in the chat. Let's hear from you as well. Just like we hear from Bobby and Pete. Bobby is saying that he always enjoys watching Otis and Chad Gable as well. Much like myself, I'm an Otis fan. I do enjoy that. And I wouldn't go as far as Pete. Otis may not be my hero, but I'd go and have a couple drinks with Otis for sure.
100%.
Yeah, first of all, Pete, Lex Luger is your hero. He's got a song all about it. But Otis, I've got a question regarding Otis here. I mean, we've talked ad nauseum about where we could see Chad Gable going after this, but what about Otis? Where do we put him after this?
I'm thinking as long as they can do enough to build Otis to be a legitimate competitor, which they have been doing here with this this program that's been going on, that we could see Otis go on and do Intercontinental Championship or United States Championship quality performances, and even hopefully at some point maybe a win of one of those championships. Not that I think that it would even be really needed for him, but even just to be in that kind of a level and an echelon of those types of stars. We can see that as long as we don't continue to get the comedic side of Otis.
Yeah, because I feel like Otis, again, just like we discussed on the locker room breakdown, that Otis can probably understand where funny Otis begins and funny Otis ends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it all depends. Do you want Otis to be a part of a tag team with Tozawa, or do you want him to be on his own? And obviously, we could always say our opinion, but it all depends on the direction that the company would like for him. And if tag team is something, then I wouldn't mind seeing maybe Legado come over and they can do something with Los Garza, and then you can have kind of Santos kind of be in that role. That role kind of helping Los Garza, but then you also have Elektra Lopez and Maxine at ringside. So that way, now you're kind of, okay, who's going to be that one person that helps out Otis and whatnot? And if this is on SmackDown, you know, maybe this is a good way to bring Santos Escobar up to that upper echelon, and you can bring in somebody like the American Nightmare to help with these guys here. So I don't know.
A lot of options. I'm just happy that the big man is on
right?
TV.
Oh,
Wouldn't want to take one of those meat
Holy.
hook clotheslines from him, that's for sure.
Oh, just wait. It gets more interesting.
He sure does.
I love it.
oh.
What the? Oh, man.
There was that little bit of a Tozawa step up.
A little bit.
Yeah, there's that bravery we were talking about with Tozawa.
Until he got turned upside down. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh. Wow.
No, don't. No.
Come on.
Man, I think this is the most savage I've seen Maxine.
Right?
Ooh, yeah. We can do a lot with
Oh, no.
that. That's a clippable moment.
That was perfect timing. Come on, Otis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez,
He's-
Louise, Batman. Okay.
He's
Yeah,
really
buddy.
fighting to get out of this.
See, and that's also the thing too. Like we talked about this earlier about getting caught by Chad Gable in a submission hold like this. The one benefit to Otis that not a lot of people have is the fact that he has trees for legs,
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and then trying to twist him onto a side to get that added pressure, like Chad Gable tries to do when he hooks his legs around, like it's not that easy. So when Otis is in that ankle lock, it's not like you're putting it on every other person. It's a different story. He has more power, he has more leverage than just about anybody else, and that is why he was able to escape out of that ankle lock.
This is interesting turn of events here. Oh.
wow. Come on.
Do it. Yes. No, no.
Snap his ankle. Snap his ankle.
Oh, look at the bend.
Holy
Oh, come on.
crap.
How?
Oh, you're just poking the
How?
bear with those slaps.
How did
That-
he do that?
That's strength.
Holy.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, come on, Otis. Oh, come on. Like literally just
Sorry, but the look on Ivy's face when Otis realized what she was trying to do was just priceless.
right. Oh, come. No way.
Damn it.
Damn.
Right back to what I said. Once you get caught, it is very
Yeah.
hard to get back. I think, if anything, what we saw Otis do was have that performance that he needed from a singles point, just to show people that he is capable of going toe-to-toe with anyone. Chad Gable got a much-needed win there. I feel there is closure between these two stables. And I do think Otis should not hang his head. That was a fantastic match. And I think something a lot of us wanted, but we weren't sure we were going to get. That was a great match.
I mean, yeah, Chad Gable got the physical win, but I feel like both men did win out in this match for sure.
No, 100%. 100%. I'm glad.
Yeah, I think I just like the physical win. I mean,
Yeah.
just from a competitor's standpoint, you know. Okay. But no, but we go back to that question you asked earlier. What is next for Otis? And that is what we're going to be kind of there. Like that's where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
What is next with Otis? We now ask what is next for Chad Gable and American Made. With that transfer window, I think we will get a little bit of a direction within the next week.
Is this first hour commercial free, by the way? Because we haven't had a commercial break yet.
Yeah, I don't know. How awesome would it be if this whole episode was commercial free and they just said an F you to the cable television?
Well, Carl's got a big shit-eating grin on his face because Liv Morgan's on her screen.
Well, I wouldn't say it's
I like
shitty.
Pete's 90 minutes ad free. Oh, yeah.
On a 2-hour show.
Could you imagine? That'd be great.
Yeah. The other 30 minutes are total ads, though.
He said, ignore me. I could be wrong. It would be funny, though.
Bobby did ask the question, so we will get to it right now.
Yes.
Who would you guys like to see start in both the men's and women's Royal Rumble? Bubba Duke, let's start with you.
Oh, shoot. I knew you were going to come to me, and I'm like, my opinion is, to me, it doesn't matter, personally. Because what matters is who's standing with their hand held high at the end of it.
Way to dodge the question.
But if I had to pick a man, I'd throw Dirty Dom in there first because he ain't winning it. So just throw him in there. Let him have a couple minutes. You know, blah, blah, blah. Women? Oof, that's hard because there's a lot of very talented women that could win this. Raquel Rodriguez. Let's just throw her in there first.
Carl.
I want to see AJ Styles start for the men, and I want to see AJ Lee start for the women.
Whoa.
I like where Carl's going with this, but I'm going the same way, but in the men's way. I'm going to start Joe Hendry at number 1. Just because that pop when he walks to the ring and does that whole taunt, it works for a number 1 draw. For the women, I'm going to say maybe, I'm pretty sure she's already started off the Rumble before, but I'm going to say Natty, maybe.
I think for the women, I'm going to go with something that is a good moment starter. I'm going to go with last year's winner, Bailey, starting it off with Io Sky. Set that pace right away. For the men's, I think I'm going to go with something that I think a lot of people will be invested in. I'm going to go with L.A. Knight and Ludwig Kaiser.
That's a good minute and a half to start off there.
Yeah, it is.
And we are kind of coming into a commercial break here now. Not even. I thought we were. We're
Did you
just
think
getting
that because they
information
were
now
talking
about Raw next Monday. Netflix. Tickets are still on sale.
Is this kind of like a prelude to what to expect for next week, though? And I think maybe that's something to look forward to. This is probably what we're going to expect next week now. It's not going to be a lot of those, commercial type ads that you see, but it's more internal WWE ads. Might see more UFC ads, maybe more what else you can find on Netflix ads, stuff like that. And, I'm very curious.
What's up? What's up?
Right?
What's up? What's up? Oh, that's what's up. That was a pretty butchy move.
And if you want to hear a little bit more about the story of R-Truth, make sure you're checking out tomorrow's Chris Van Vliet Insight, because R-Truth is the 700th episode with Chris Van Vliet. I'm very excited to check that out. Yeah.
Good for Chris. Congratulations, Chris Van Vliet, 700.
Gotta promote a fellow Canadian, right?
Of course.
And R-Truth, man. It's going to be great.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, still no actual commercial breaks yet.
Well, good thing I didn't save that question to the first commercial break, because we would have been waiting longer.
Yeah.
But Bobby is coming in saying, for the men's, I'd like to see Jey Uso at 1 and Drew McIntyre at 2. And for the women's, I like CEO Sky and 2 Jordan Grace. Also take into account, Bobby, Jey Uso did start it last year.
True.
But you can't do that two years in a row. Or I know it's very unheard of, but
here's the thing: when you know you're going to get that music and the people go yeet, you kind of maybe want it in the middle. I'm going to say I think I want it in the middle, kind of when that lull does happen and business is about to pick up in the Rumble. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I want to see somebody that I don't like, or I want to see have a hard time be at number 1 or 2, like a Kaiser. Especially even if Kaiser was 1 and LA Knight was 2, imagine Gunther in the back saying, "Hey, I've started the Royal Rumble and I've gone on to the end. You can do it too."
right. How cool would that be?
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then Kaiser, it could fade out with Gunther kind of walking away, and then Kaiser would be like, "But you didn't win though."
Semifinals match.
Yep.
Zoey Stark versus Dakota Kai. Time to see kind of what we're all, who's right, who was not.
Yeah.
Right. It's time.
Now it appears Zoey is by herself. Do we think that's how it's going to play out?
I don't think that's how it's going to end. No.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's just allow it to be that.
Yeah.
Interesting to know Zoey Stark is the only heel left in this tournament.
I think so, yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't a question.
Yeah, that was a comment.
I was agreeing with you. Jesus.
I was going to say, I guess Io Sky is sort of like a pseudo heel, but the way they're walking to the ring, that's not the case at all.
Right?
I do like how Dakota Kai is doing like the title around the waist, but she's also acting like she has the waist size of Otis when she's doing it.
And Dakota like a ball of fire right out of the corner with that kick to the head there.
Wow. I'm very, very, very happy about that.
Oh,
Great matchup so far. 42 minutes into the program, and then we get a commercial.
yeah, I can get behind that. That was beautiful. That was nicely done. But since we're on commercial, I will be right back. I need to get a drink.
Yeah, okay, bye. And since he's gone to go get a drink, so he says, maybe he's just gone to use the Tinkle Towers.
Probably.
That's right. You can own some Turnbuckle Studios merchandise. How? Well, by checking out our Redbubble at carlcarafel.redbubble.com. Yes, we have merchandise there for Turnbuckle Talk, Turnbuckle Studios, The Boar's Nest, Saturday Night Gaming, I believe, should be on there now, as well as a Tinkle Towers t-shirt, and even a t-shirt for the locker room visit. There are so many different things that are available over there, with some updates coming very, very soon. Maybe soon it'll be time for a Bubba Deuce, who knows. The locker room visit, but even just a really cool looking one for the Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. One for myself. And there will be some updates to the Raw Patrol happening as well. Mr. Parrish, do you have anything that you would like to add to this?
Yeah, maybe in due time we'll see some Chris Parrish stuff. Who knows? I am in the works of doing some stuff on own as well. So yeah, we'll definitely be in communications. The Raw Patrol stuff for everyone. Before we end the show, we're going to give you a little sneak peek of what to expect next week. Why? Because we care about our audience. Yes, we like to have everything. We do have a new video that you will see next week. But the sneak preview, we've been showing you the logo. But we're going to show you what to expect because we care about you. And we want to give you the good stuff. And besides, it's a holiday season. We spoil people.
That's right.
Yeah.
I did it all for the giving.
It's like, what do you call a pampered cow? Spoiled milk.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do we want to guess what Bess is drinking?
Orange juice.
Mountain Dew.
Part of me wants to go lemonade. Bobby? I mean, that's a good pick.
That's a good pick. Probably not, though.
How about something boring like apple juice? Although
Sometimes orange juice.
Apple juice is delicious, though. I do like apple. I mean, I do drink a lot of apple juice just simply because kids.
Yep.
I think it's going to be Mountain Dew.
Ooh, that looked like it hurt.
I think that should be a fun game. If anybody has to leave for something, we totally just have outside bets on what it is.
I mean, I'm game.
Like when OMD goes, we actually bet what he's really doing.
They just showed a replay of that modified neck breaker, I want to say, maybe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it's that chiropractor, I believe.
Okay.
You know what she calls it?
I think it is. Oh, almost.
Whoa.
Almost.
Bess, what are you drinking?
Water from my Rogue Energy cup.
I was going to go with water.
Ah.
Damn. We all lost that
No,
one.
don't say anything. Mr. Best, you're just going to have to go back and rewatch when the show is done. From the point you left to the point you returned and to this moment.
Oh.
Okay, so rewind back
nice
to when
move.
David Schwimmer was doing a Goosebumps commercial.
Yes.
Oh, that was so close.
That's two very close calls in this matchup right now.
Wow.
Like back to freaking back.
Yeah. Wow.
See, that's what I've been saying about this whole tournament. It's like all these women, they're wrestling with a point to prove, and I'm loving it.
Well, wouldn't you want to be the first one to hold that title and live in...
Not necessarily
Infamy?
because I'm a man.
I still would. I don't care. If I get championships pay, I don't care.
I don't judge. Identify as whatever you want.
Yeah, and I'll identify as a champion. What up?
I do every day.
Well, I mean, Matt Cardona does call himself one half of the U.S. Women's Champions. So.
And he's always ready.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Oh. Ouch.
But no, Bubba, I do see where you're coming from on that one. And yeah, I would like that distinction. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
This kick right here, they're just showing in the replay. And then the Pele.
Oh,
Is it going to be the stuff that I missed?
no.
Who?
Jeez,
What?
Wow.
Oh,
Well, that's one
So
step
we're
closer.
guaranteed to have a babyface versus babyface final.
Yeah.
what if it does become Dakota and EO in the final too?
That would be epic.
Honestly, I think it would be really cool. But so then we're going to get into this whole, is there going to be dissension between the two when one loses and the other one wins? And are they still going to be able to work together as a team? And do we really want to see them still stick together as a team if one of them is champion?
And you know what though, we kind of got that with the Owen Bulldog European title final as well, because after that they did have a little bit of dissension until Brett came and smoothed things over between the two of them, you know?
Right.
I'm still sticking with Lyra Valkyria winning because of what Parrish said in the pre-show, that it would just taint the feel of the first person having it with all that going on with those two factions.
The strap on the title might be white, but the noise surrounding the title shouldn't also be white. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I'm conflicted is what title is going to be on Raw? Which one's going to be on SmackDown? That to me is still up in the air. Is the Intercontinental going to be Raw or SmackDown? Because I have to assume both sets of Intercontinental and US titles will be on the same brand. We won't have a women's Intercontinental and a men's US and vice versa on it, right? That would just be too confusing.
Right.
I don't know if I really want Damage Control on Raw.
Okay.
I love what they're doing right now, showing a bunch of clips of Raw over the years.
It's like a historical music video they're showing right now of Raw.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what we have to kind of look at too, this is the very last edition of Monday Night Raw on television, on a TV broadcast. Next week, it's on a streaming platform. For the first time in 31 years, a television broadcast isn't airing Monday Night Raw for the majority of its viewers. Now,
right.
Technically, you still can watch Raw on a television, but it's not through a television satellite broadcast system. It is through Netflix, the world's largest streaming platform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all the moments that we're watching now, we can go back and relive that from our past because this is how we grew up.
Yes.
On the next commercial break, I'm going to ask you your favorite Raw moment.
Oh, shit.
Because as of right now, we're seeing Seth Rollins and Adam Pearce and Lyra Valkyria in backstage segments. And Lyra has... Those are some nice colors she has on her gear.
Very bright. Very colorful. I liked it.
It was definitely
that's a new.
We just got an announcement for what's coming to Raw next week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we already knew that, though.
Mm.
But we are getting the Judgment Day. So it looks like we're getting some 6-man tag team action right now.
I thought this was going to be the main event tonight.
Well,
I think they should have the second semifinal match
yeah.
as the
Pardon me.
as the main event.
Well, knowing that we're going to get two baby faces in the finals for this Intercontinental Championship, you can have that standoff, respectful stare down with the for that Intercontinental Championship, and I think that makes not only the championship but this tournament and the whole process of crowning a champion feel extra special, simply because of that perception now. And you can do it in an honorable way. I think that's very telling for what they want you to perceive the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Nice.
I'm playing around. I haven't been in StreamYard in
It's been
a
a minute.
little bit, and I'm seeing some new things.
There is some new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there are some new things, but they've also just kind of reworded and just sorted.
Yeah.
They've just sorted it a little bit differently now.
I like the new font option. That
Right.
That's cool to me. Hey, we're in commercial break right now. What were we going to talk about during commercial break?
So the question I have for everyone, because what we are doing is watching the historic last episode of Monday Night Raw on a television platform as we go to a streaming platform. Raw started in 1993. We are very old in terms of aged human beings. We've been around for that long. What has been, I know I'll allow people to even go multiple, but what has been at the very least, or at the very most, 3 top moments of Monday Night Raw for everyone? And I'll start with Chris Best on this one.
I'm glad you did, because I've got my 3. So
yeah, I know you were about to talk, so
I've got the very first big Raw moment for me was the the loser leaves town match between Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair. It happened the night after the '93 Royal Rumble, and that match was just it's worth going back and watching over and over again. It was just so good between them two. Moment number 2, Foley put my butt in this seat. Foley winning the title, January 4th, 1999. Just that moment, just because I followed Foley from like his time in WCW to that moment when he won the title, and it's like it was just so emotional to watch him just be so happy that he won the title. And then when you read, and at that time, and then months later, I read about it like in Have a Nice Day, and just reliving his emotions through his eyes at that point was just awesome. And moment number 3, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon. That match, that whole feud actually was just awesome. It was just awesome and unexpected too.
Carl.
So I'll piggyback because yes, that was one of my choices as well. The 1, 2, 3 Kid, Razor Ramon. For myself, being a Canadian and also being a fan of Shawn Michaels, the reunion between Shawn and Brett on Monday Night Raw, where they actually shook hands, and the hug that was there, and you got the Bret Hart's head tilted to the other side with the tap tap tap. Great moment for me, at least, to see that come to a full culmination. And then Chris Jericho's countdown debut, Monday Night Raw. Why to Jericho?
Bubba
Yep,
Duke.
I remember that.
Bubba Duke, your turn.
Bubba Duke. Yeah, I'm.
Wakey, wakey.
I got so many. Like iconic ones, like Stone Cold in the beer truck.
Yeah.
Like that's so like engraved in my skull. And then Eddie Guerrero and the stuff he did with China. Just you can't forget that. Very iconic moment. The Rock and Hulk Hogan eye to eye in the center of the ring.
When Rock challenged Hogan.
Yeah. Just moments like that. It's hard to forget that, as silly as Hogan has become with the Alzheimer's and stuff he's apparently going through because of his language barrier. But it's still, it's things you don't forget, right?
Yeah. I'm going to have the same one as Carl, because a lot of people, as they can read the name Chris Parrish, it has a lot to do with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's countdown being thing. I remember watching in my parents' basement with my brother, who was thinking it was Scott Hall. And I was so elated because Chris Jericho was the reason why I even tuned into WCW, him and Sting. But it was Chris Jericho. And another one I think might be one of my personal favorite comedy segments of all time, and that is the DX impersonation of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
And I just Jason Sensation's portrayal of Owen Hart will live so far. I love every second of it. And another one was simply because I was in the audience for this moment, and I go back to Rob Van Dam versus Eddie Guerrero for the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. A drunk fan with a Bill Guerin Oiler jersey rushes in and pushes the ladder over. For whatever reason, it will always live in her. I remember to this day where I was sitting and the whole reaction, and then Eddie Guerrero just clocking this fan in the face, because for people, it's a no-no.
Oh,
but the best part for me is after this happened, and Rob Van Dam looks, and we know the extracurricular activities Rob Van Dam used to get up to and still does. Mm-hmm. He had a look that he partook, because he did not look like he was understanding what had happened. And
he thought he was hallucinating.
Yeah, he probably thought the cloud looked like a ladder, man. But it was just fantastic. I just remember being there. And, you know, I've been very fortunate. I've seen Omaga's debut on Raw. I was at that one in Chicago. I've seen the Spirit Squad win the tag titles. Like, it was just surreal. But, I mean, obviously, there's been so much. But it's going to be absolutely insane to see what Monday Night Raw kind of becomes starting next week. We know we're going to get a special night next Monday.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's just going to be an absolutely different time. And hopefully we can look within the next 31 years, and hopefully somebody's doing a show and they're reminiscing about the last 31s like we got to do right now.
Right. Yeah. I know what I'm probably going to say next is going to be a little taboo for some people. But thank you, Vince, for what you did for wrestling. And thank you, Triple H, for what you're doing for wrestling now. I mean, we can't not say it, you know? Sorry, Best, go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, like, despite all of Vince's controversies, you can't really deny what he's done for the wrestling business. So
exactly.
It's true.
I mean, Bobby Lashley has come out and said some stuff, and we definitely don't endorse any of the allegations that are there. But what we do say, it's just like we also don't condone the last few days of Chris Benoit's life, but we can also appreciate what he did inside of a squared circle.
Yes.
Pro wrestling, in a nutshell, is an escape for people, and it always, in my eyes, should be an escape. And that is why when pro wrestling makes you feel the way it should make you feel, even if you are having a bad day, you're having a great day, and it just hits you and makes your day better, that is what pro wrestling should always be. We hope you remember what Monday Night Raw was in the ways that it benefits and suits you and your mental health and the way you feel. And I hope the next era of Monday Night Raw can do that and more.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
One thing I'm looking at right now as I'm watching War Raiders do their thing in the ring here. I'm loving what they're wearing right now. They've got on their arm bands a tribute to Jack Stane, who sadly passed away this past Christmas. Former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Just want to send our condolences out to the family of Jack Stane.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love the way JD McDonough sells.
I'm just really happy we're living in, and I'll able to get to that message right away, Bobby. I just love the fact that we get to see the War Raiders again. And yeah, Carl, it's been a while, but yeah, they are the War Raiders, not the Viking Raiders, not the Viking, whatever, the War Raiders. We all know that with wrestling in the past, the phrase war hasn't always been adopted and well liked within television, sponsors, all that hoopla. In fact, it's actually history with everything that was going with 9/11 and all that stuff. That is when also we saw Raw is War get renamed back to just Raw. And it was ever since then the phrase war was kind of taboo in WWE. And then we started kind of seeing it back. Yes, Eric and Ivar, who were known as different names outside of WWE, started, and they were War Machine for a little bit in NXT. That later went to the War Raiders, and then when they came onto the Monday Night Raw scene, they were the Viking experience. The Viking Raiders is what they ended up being. They're back to the War Raiders with all the stories about kind of the health scares with both Eric and Ivar. The fact that they're still here, still getting to performing at an amazing level. Ivar says that he has permanent nerve damage in his hand, but still is going out there and putting on amazing matches, and they look fantastic. Hopefully Valhalla will be back soon to join them. But just a good story with the War Raiders right now. And I kind of just want to highlight that. And then Bobby's coming in with his moments of Kevin Owens winning the Universal Championship with John Cena United States Championship Open Challenge was my favorite Raw moments. Best, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, it's like the War Raiders. What they're going through is basically like a feel-good story. Like, both of them were injured. Then we had Valhalla go down because of her pregnancy and everything like that. And I love that we're getting this feel-good story. This comeback with these two men.
Yeah, it's almost like a second chance in a way, and it's just nice to see that happen to good people.
And for Pete, here, this is Jax. Former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, Jeremy. Jax Stane. And I urge anybody, go and look up what he's done. Go and check out some of his matches. Fantastic man and great wrestler.
Fantastic big man wrestler, you know?
It is, Bobby. Definitely is.
And I've said this a million times before, but anytime that a wrestler that we know of has passed away, it doesn't matter if we knew them personally or just knew them on screen. It's like we lost a brother in arms, you know?
Yeah, for sure it is. It was a tough day.
Smart move by Finn to take the knee out of Damian Priest there.
Yes,
Not so smart to go after Ivar.
Right. That little cartwheel was fantastic. Shades of some Bam Bam Bigelow going on there.
What a spinning heel kick, though. Just beautiful.
I love that he's got the crowd chanting war when he does that taunt now. Just like in ROH.
Yep.
And NXT.
Yep.
Looks like Carlito's a lemon on an apple.
It definitely does, which is very odd.
I was going to say maybe it's a Granny Smith he's eating.
It's
But they're green.
yellow. His apple's yellow tonight.
Well, there is a yellow apple. I can't remember.
Golden Delicious apple is what it's called.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know why I know that, but I did.
Hey, I actually didn't know that there were different like types of apples until like maybe 7 years ago. I only knew of Granny Smith and red apples.
Oh.
Then I bought a bag of Fiji apples, and I'm like, yep,
Fiji apples are good.
yep.
I'm
I'm a person that eats a lot of apples though, so I would never be able to do a Carlito gimmick.
But did you know an apple,
Wow.
a Carlito a day keeps Britt Baker away?
Oh,
You'll get that reference, people.
Holy.
If you're a wrestling fan, you get that reference.
Yeah. Oh, that was a picture perfect us.
Wow.
Anybody want pancakes for lunch?
Holy. Wow.
Slammed him harder than Stone Cold slams beers. Jeez.
All right.
Don't
Somebody
give me a
check the
hell
integrity
yeah.
of that ring right
Oh.
now.
I just got the spot too, and holy, Dom collected a lot of air on that one. Let's hope he got some air miles off that too.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. That's what I was gonna say. Do that with it. Do that. Oh.
Wow.
Huge win for Damian Priest there on Dom.
But Damian
But
does not
still-
look like a winner right now.
Right? But still, we've got Finn Balor standing
Right.
tall.
And you gotta love that that ability to turn it to that extra level by Finn Balor right now.
I'm sorry. I was laughing at somebody in the background.
I was
Carl
too.
catch that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Parrish. That
Just the sheer panic on that poor woman's face was just priceless. She did just like,
It was kind of like I can't remember who was doing the promo. I want to say maybe it was Sid, and then you see Road Warrior Hawk just come out of some random place, and he just stops, and then he just slowly backs away like Homer Simpson backing into the hedge.
Let's keep close attention because it is official next week on Netflix. We have another match.
yeah.
Main event Jey Uso goes one-on-one with Drew McIntyre.
Nice.
Jesus.
Man, next week's Raw is definitely shaping up to be like a PLE.
Well,
so yeah, that just okay.
you want to make a major impression. Why would you not? Is that who I think that is?
It's exactly who you think it is. That just totally solidified it. For those of you that may not know, I'm going to tell you right now
Oh yeah.
that you need to go and look up Penta or Pentagon Junior, Penta del Zero,
Yeah.
many
Lucha
different
Brothers.
names that he's gone
Yeah.
by.
He's approaching Ed Leslie with the amount of different names he's had.
Yeah.
And
Just don't call him Shirley.
Yeah.
No.
just to add to the rumors, there is a heavy rumor from multiple places. We could see him as early as next Monday.
Oh yeah.
You know what? That kind of makes sense because that little video vignette piece that they just did there is the entirety of his mask.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then last week's was also made it obvious too when they had the Pentagon actually flash up on the screen as well.
Okay.
Yeah, all the vignettes have added. It started off with just the circle and the slash. Then it added to a little bit more. Now we're getting a little bit more, right? So they've been very well done. And actually, they've been Timothy Stephen done. Yeah. But I like the fact that it's adding that anticipation. It's adding that excitement. It's always something different every week. I've always wondered with stars that came from other promotions, just how much the WWE promoting machine, production machine would help out the intrigue of said performer. And I think we're just seeing a small example of just what it can do with Pentagon, Penta Junior, Penta El Zero, Penta Miedo, whatever you want to call them. You don't even know what they're going to call them. So stay tuned, because it's going to be fun. Here's a question. What does he do? Who's that first person? But who? But who is this first person? What is his first match? His first feud? That's going to be very, very exciting to watch.
As long as they keep him singles, I don't care, to be honest. Because I know that he can have an amazing matchup against anybody that he's going to go up against. I do not want to see him come in just as part of another faction.
Well, for the next year, or a better part of the next year, he's going to be by himself. This his brother Ray Phoenix will not be joining him.
Right.
So we know that.
Contractually can't.
Yes. I think what's very, very exciting is not just the fact that we're getting him, but also think about just what's possible now. The Seth Rollins versus, is possible. We're seeing Gunther possible. Gunther has flat out stated in interviews that Penta has chopped him the hardest in his entire career. There's history there. History with the world heavyweight champion and one of the best performers in the company in Gunther. And then you have everyone up. Cody Rhodes right now, the WWE champion, right there. They have history with AEW. And then if you go through a year and his brother does come, look at the tag team matches that they possibly can have. Usos, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, are the Creed Brothers, Street Profits, War Raiders. The list goes on. There is so much he can do. And yeah, Bobby's coming in saying Pentagon Jr. versus Braun Breaker would be nice too. I'm also going to just think that maybe we won't see Pentagon Jr. as his name. And I say this because with other people that have had Jr. in their name, I'm looking at Rey Mysterio as prime example. They have dropped the Jr.
Yeah.
So I am thinking we're going to get either Pentagon, or Pentadel Mierda or something. I think Mierda might be a name that we actually do get.
I think I would be okay with the Penta del Zero. It's hard for a lot of people to speak, I guess you can say. So for them to say like Penta el Miedo, for some people, even myself at times, could be difficult. So it's just going to turn into just Penta anyways, because they're not going to be able to say it. But
Yeah,
if they give them something that they can pronounce, yeah.
and it's very comparable to an Andrade El Idolo, right? You might hear in maybe his theme song, but maybe they do go by Penta, just like he does go by Andrade. But he definitely uses the El Idolo, just like everybody else has maybe used it as a potential nickname or.
True.
Like, it'll be very intriguing just to see what that final presentation is come his debut.
I'm okay with this feud continuing on, I guess we could say.
It's never really had a closure. Mr. Best and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's not had a true that's it match, So yeah, get it heated back up and let's go to the next pay-per-view and end it.
Right, because the last time when this feud started, didn't both men end up getting hurt, or one of them got hurt during the feud, something like that?
Yeah, I believe Sheamus was the one who got hurt.
Yeah,
Sheamus was, yeah. And then kayfabe played it off. Shillelagh attack to the ribs, broken ribs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely like to see this get heated right back up, and then.
Which it is. It 100%
it
is. And this is our preview for what we're going to be seeing when Raw goes Netflix.
That crane shot to the corner of the ring there, that was beautiful. And I'm guessing because Ludwig Kaiser already came out, latest claim, tried to challenge Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title. I'm guessing Sheamus wants his shot as well.
Would make sense. Oh. See, now, unfortunately, my mind just kind of went to, oh, shit. This is going to be Rey Mysterio is going to come out and go, you talked about all of these guys. It's not one of these guys. And then Penta. And I really hope not.
I hope not too.
Yeah, I've been saying for weeks on end that if Penta comes in, I need him to stay away from the LWO and Legado del Fantasma over on SmackDown.
What if he comes in and actually stabs Rey in the back and walks away from him? Says, I don't need you. I don't need this, and walks away and starts a feud with somebody else. Or that's his first feud is Rey Mysterio.
I mean, it'd be an interesting way to get him instant heat, right?
Yeah. Like if he's coming in as Penta Black, the dark side of Penta.
Yeah.
What a good way to start it. Come in and turn your back on Ray, one of the most loved luchadors in WWE.
I appreciate you letting me know that black was the dark side of things, because
You couldn't have figured it out, I know. Glad I could help you. Oh my goodness.
Now, I'll go and play devil's advocate.
Okay.
What happens if it's a one-time thing and you get to come in and you get to tag with Rey Mysterio, someone who a lot of people from the Lucha end considers to be a god?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if it's a one-time thing, you make your debut, you help Rey Mysterio, boom, you're now officially accepted into the WWE and the fan base, because that's what Rey Mysterio does represent. He represents respect and acceptance, because that is what the character of Rey Mysterio has always been about inside the WWE. Now, you can come in, make your mark with something like that, and then do something else. And he could be very much whatever he wants. He doesn't have to be associated with the LWO. He doesn't have to be associated with Ray. But for that one time, he could.
Okay.
And this is just saying if that is the plan. For
Right.
what we know, this might not even be the plan.
Yeah, exactly. And this was just my overactive imagination going wild.
Mhm.
The ADHD kicked in.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I
Since
mean-
we're in a commercial break right now, I just want to give a programming note for everyone. I will not be with everyone tomorrow. It is New Year's Eve, and I am working the shoot job until 4:15 a.m. in an evening shift for the celebrations that will be happening at the local casino that I am working at. But the week after, my scheduler has graciously given me Monday and Tuesday off so that I can be part of the debut of Raw on Netflix and Turnbuckle Talk, so that we can break that down and talk about it the next night as well. I was afforded the 9th off when Canadian Wrestling's Elites will make their way back into Sault Ste. Marie on the 9th, when I will be able to not the 9th, I'm sorry, that was way off, not the 9th. That Thursday anyways.
It's the 9th.
Oh yeah, it is the 9th. Yes, I will have that day off as well. So thankfully, yes, work has been very accommodating for me in that respect. When Eugene will be making his way alongside the Zombie Princess as well, coming back to Sault Ste. Marie.
Yep. And on that show, I got to live up to a promise that I made to Jimmy Jacobs. So,
Hey, Carl, if you can, put a free hand up and kind of out like this. Boom, tagged. Because I will be taking your spot tomorrow in Turnbuckle Talk.
yeah.
All right.
Just so we don't have a solo effort. Not that anybody like yourself, Chris, you can't do it. We know you can. You did
I've done it. I've done it. So
But, I mean,
it is to be honest, doing podcasts is much better when it is more than 2 or more people.
there's a lot of things you'd like to do solo. Podcasting shouldn't have to be that one.
This is
But playing
true.
golf, you can do that by yourself. Yeah. That can. Playing Sudoku could be one. Yeah. I don't know what you guys were thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I love that the WWE is showing signs once again.
Yeah.
They're actually made a whole segment for Signs of the Night. Very cool.
I feel like they're doing this segment though to encourage fans to start bringing signs to the shows again.
Well, yeah,
At
of
the
course.
same time.
Of course. And I'm super happy that they have.
Which means we may see Sign Guy with his creative signs again.
It's possible.
I mean, we've seen him at the shows, but he hasn't had his signs with him recently, so.
Oh, very excited for this matchup here as well. Io Sky taking on Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, this is the match that I said was going to be my match of the night.
And if it isn't, best we're blaming you. I'm just kidding.
You're going to make me sus, aren't you?
Yeah. No, we're not making you. You already are.
Well, hey, when people leave the room, I'm always sus for whatever reason.
Don't worry.
Thank you, Bobby. Very
Might be
happy
that
to hear.
diet yellow line. Right?
Bubba's a little confused about that one.
No.
You should have been with us last night, Bubba, when we were playing Among Us.
Hey, but that
awesome.
was like, we have a women's semifinal match for the Intercontinental Championship going on, which you said was going to be your match of the night. So don't talk about Among Us when we got this instant classic as per you going on.
Hey, already it's starting off to look like an instant classic to me with that chain wrestling that they were doing.
This match has been quicker than a hiccup.
Just again showing that incredible, showing that incredible athleticism between these women.
I'm glad Joe corrected or finished his statement there.
Why is Dakota Kai up in a suite in gear? It's like, what? It's not okay for her to be like backstage watching on a monitor.
Right?
Right now, she's got to be up in a.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like that. I like that it's different from being backstage and standing at a 3/4 stance so that you face the camera and watching a monitor, because I honestly hate that.
So after a hard-fought win, let's make you do extra cardio and go all the way up to have potentially a worse seat in the house.
Right.
And a view of the match. So if any shenanigans do happen to your stablemate, you're the farthest away to do anything about it.
Yep.
Did they hook up a zip line for her to get down there quicker?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that would make her more suspicious. I mean, given she was also standing off to the side when Pure Fusion Collective attacked Kairi Sane.
Tuesday. Sorry, that was a smart ass answer. Sorry. I'm very sorry. This is what happened. This is what happens when I'm sober for a month. All right.
Watch tomorrow. She actually shows up on NXT.
Yeah. She's like, everybody wanted to know what's next, and I said Tuesday. You know what's on Tuesday? NXT. And then everyone goes, yeah.
Right.
I would say probably Pure Fusion Collective versus Damage Control.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still feel like we could potentially see her get a shot at the Intercontinental title, because, like I said, this tournament, I feel like, is just building that list of contenders for whoever wins as well, you know?
Well, I mean, to add to that point, if Dakota Kai is to win, is like, say that's the plan, Zoey Stark would then go to Kairi Sane and be like, you may have got the win, but like you definitely didn't get the best of me, kind of a thing. And they could relive that, but at the same time, I think that'd be a cop out in a way too. at the very least, when we got Michin going up against Chelsea Green, they had a thing going on. It's now 1-1 between the two. So having that rubber match kind of makes sense, especially for that being the first challenger for the U.S. title. It's why I'm more linked to think that maybe one of these groups kind of doing something for themselves and doing that 6-woman tag might be something that makes more sense. And then maybe one of those groups goes after the tag titles.
I could definitely get behind Zoey and Shayna going after the tag titles again.
Bobby coming in saying NXT was tapings for tomorrow, next NXT Live until New Year's Eve special on Tuesday. And that's true. Week tomorrow is NXT New Year's Evil.
Okay, so there goes my. All right. My thoughts were kind of going towards, if anyone, if Io Sky wins this, let's say, right, you're gonna have Io Sky and Dakota Kai. We don't necessarily need to really do anything between the two of them again. But what if then it's like somebody new ish kind of comes in to vie for that, and that's somebody like Jordan Grace. But I looked things up in her contract. She isn't a free agent technically until about the middle of January.
Yeah, it was reported. At first, it was speculated that it was January 1. However, more information did come up, and it seems like her contract does come up at TNA Genesis. Very similar to when Trinity, now known as Naomi's, contract ended with her final appearance in TNA. It seems like TNA Genesis seems to be the final date, not just Jordan Grace's TNA contract, but what is likely her TNA career as we know it. I would 100% expect her to be fully signed and a willing participant in the 2025 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I was just trying to think of different names that could be like a surprise, right? So we've got all these women that have gone into this this tournament here, but it doesn't necessarily need to be one of them. That's kind of that first challenger after whoever wins. It could be somebody that was not part of that tournament who comes in and makes a statement.
Charlotte Flair,
right? And
but loses.
But no, Charlotte Flair, please.
If you want instant credibility to a championship, you could have a star power name like Charlotte, like Becky. What happens if it's somebody like Alexa Bliss?
Right? What if she made a comeback? You're right.
She's coming back. It's just a matter of time. We know that Asuka at one point will be coming back, so it could be her. We just again it could be even say somebody coming from NXT from the transport window.
Yeah.
Like imagine if we're seeing a Roxanne Perez answer that bell. What happens if we see a Stephanie McGuire?
Julia could even step up.
Sorry, that was a really huge drop kick there. Wow.
Yeah.
The way the back of her head bounced off that top turnbuckle.
Right.
And what a beautiful tornadoes DDT that held on just to have that kind of cradle exploder suplex. I mean, I guess the view isn't terrible, but it's definitely not the best.
No, it definitely is not. Ooh.
That was a very close count. Oof.
Bobby, Kiana James. That is definitely another name.
She hasn't been around in a while.
She is hurt. That would be why.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just nobody knows the extent of not just what her injury was, but also her timetable of return. Another name I could throw out. What about Mickie James?
Oh, I would love it.
Jesus, that would be epic. Take my money.
Okay.
Yeah, I could use it.
$1 bills, yeah.
That's about all it is a dollar bill.
That's okay. You can become my buck friend.
Oh, man.
I'm a big buck hunter. Pay up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. That was crazy.
Listening to this on audio right now would be weird.
Holy. How? Oop.
Oh.
Did you see her fall out of the ring? All you seen was legs and then. Oh my god, that's insane, dude. Holy. Oof.
Move.
Oh, that. Ouch.
She jammed her leg on that one.
What? Bruh.
Yes. Oh,
That was beautiful.
That was an epic finish.
Also, here's something to note. Since debuting on Monday Night Raw, Lyra Valkyria has gone to a finals on every tournament she's been a part of. That is right. She went to the finals in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Yes, she lost to Nia Jax, but she got to the finals there. She has now got to the finals for the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Championship. And she also won a little bit of a tournament to qualify for Money in the Bank this year. So when it comes to tournaments and qualifying matches, how do you not bet on Lyra Valkyria?
Right?
Oh, my pick is still in. I am happy.
Right.
I guess it's OMB's pick against mine, huh?
Yep.
Also, the preview that Best you were away from, I did say that I'm going to show a little bit of a sneak peek preview of what to expect for next week. I'm going to do that after the play of the calendar right before we say goodbye.
Okay.
Cool.
So just so we're all on the same page. Bobby coming in saying Lyra Valkyria also went to the finals to NXT Battleground in 2023 to go against Tiffany Stratton for the vacant NXT Women's Championship. Bobby, you are right, my friend.
Yep. And that's why we call you Bobby Stats, because that's something I completely forgot had happened.
Uh-oh.
It's like we got ourselves an analytic team already, and it's fantastic.
Right.
But we are kind of closing off with the Seth Rollins CM Punk stuff, and really that's a no-brainer. It's already been kind of expected and kind of announced that they were going to main event next week's episode. So, yeah. I mean, you've kind of had everybody come out of their seats with that matchup with Lyra and Io. If Lyra wins, how do you not have a rematch with Io just based off that?
Right.
But this is a great way of making you get amped up for their match that is going to be off the hook next week.
Yeah. I think the whole show is going to be off the hook next week.
Oh,
Right.
it's going to be yeah.
Now, have we heard? Do we have any confirmation at all on the timeline for Netflix or for Raw on Netflix?
So they have announced that the 3-hour format is returning for both Raw and with Raw, and then coming into play for SmackDown as of next week. So the one thing that we do know is that they have not set an actual standard set time for the episode. So we know it's going to run around the 3-hour mark. We don't know, because one show very well still could be 3 hours and 15. The other one could be 2 hours and 58. But it's going to average out around that 3-hour mark. I think the 3-hour mark is expected. I think we can all admit that anything over 3 hours is a little much. It was at one point it was just unbearable to watch Raw for 3 hours. Then it became absolutely amazing for 3 hours. And I don't think anybody's complaining about the 2-hour format we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we're watching this and we want more. So,
yeah, these 2-hour episodes of Raws, even the 3 hours under Hunter, has left me looking forward to the following week's Raw, or even that Friday's SmackDown, especially with the whole Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns things. I'm looking forward to SmackDown to seeing what takes place at that show, to finalize their tribal battle for next week.
Yes.
Tribal combat, yeah. So I'm assuming we're not going to get much commercials in the next 12 minutes.
Right.
No, I got to assume that this is the last commercial break.
So in a effort type of situation, I'm going to play the video, and when we come back, we're just going to finish off in what looks like to be the new version of their Raw Patrol.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we get a variety stream with the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And there it is.
Whoa.
That's cool. I like it.
Do we have the look that's always 5, or is there a 4 look?
Well, I wanted to do that just so people saw the background. So we're going to do that for now. But yeah, Would you forgive people? Bob is saying it's fire. Yeah, you have no idea how hot I am right now. I so badly wanted to say that.
This might be the most normal Seth has dressed, and that's not even saying much, really.
Right.
He probably knows he's going to fight, and he doesn't want to mess up all of his other stuff.
Right. It literally looks like a couch my grandmother had when I was a kid.
That looks like what every chair in a hotel looks like.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, Punk comes out looking like he's ready for a fight.
I dig the glasses that Rollins has though.
I like that shirt, though.
I mean,
I like that microphone he's holding.
I like the tattoos he's got on.
okay, that's just a little creepy there.
What? As a tattoo aficionado, I like his tattoos.
yeah, with all the ink we see from you right now.
I actually do have tattoos.
I know you do. I'm just saying from a visual standpoint. And please, you do not have to share right now. Carl, well, the female audience is watching.
I can't even show because it's up here.
This is how we go off the rails. Almost made it. Almost made it.
Without the use of alcohol.
Right. To be fair, I don't think I was the one who got involved in this, though.
True. I'm high on Dr. Pepper.
Don't worry, next week will be different.
Good little history talk from Mr. Punk right now. But that is a pretty cool looking shirt that Punk's got. Going along with a pretty fire promo right now.
I was kind of expecting Punk to say, "How's your back, Seth?" to play into the Shinsuke Nakamura feud he had about a year ago.
True.
Well, he did specifically say, let's talk about the last 10 months. And that was a lot longer than 10 months.
Rollins just giving the fire right back. Breathing like a dragon right now. Hey, was that Norman Smiley front row with the Raw t-shirt on? Oh, no, maybe it was a Hitman shirt. Oh. Not wrong.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
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 And just to give another little start of like how great it is, how intertwined they are, one likes to burn it to the ground, but the other one says the fire still burns.
Right?
That's gotta be Kane.
So there's no one should be surprised if there's heat between them.
Right.
True.
Oh man, just imagine if we get AJ Lee versus Becky at one point.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, that was a good episode.
And
Yeah,
there we
it
have
definitely
it.
was.
The last episode of Monday Night Raw on television programming. And I can say for one, Sportsnet, thank you, but I don't think Netflix is going to boot me out midstream. So good riddance.
I hope not. I hope that we don't have any
I
of
hope
those issues.
not either.
Right? Like we saw what happened with Tyson Paul.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Died
that's,
on me.
That's different. They didn't expect that they were going to draw.
Just
And
about.
they didn't have the
Yeah.
WWE preventing it from that. And they went first. Everyone who goes first always has issues. WWE probably is looking like that's not going to happen to us.
Right.
And from what I heard, the NFL games on Netflix last week didn't have any issues. So
No, but they were, from what I understand, they were just the television streamed on it. Like, I think it was just Game Pass on Netflix.
okay, so it's just kind of Netflix bunking off of them a little bit.
Well, because I heard that there was actual commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I didn't watch it on there because I watch it differently, but yeah. But yeah.
Wow.
Honest. How do you guys feel knowing that you'll never watch Raw on TV programming ever again?
It's honestly a little surreal.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, like never did I suspect that something like that was going to happen. You always thought that it was going to be like, yeah, you just thought it's always going to be this. That's it. It's going to be on my television all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not anymore.
I mean, yeah. Tomorrow is actually the last night here, at least here in Canada. Tomorrow's the last night WWE is going to be ever on programming on TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be even more surreal when that happens.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, I'm going to get to watch NXT all the time now. I'm going to be able to catch SmackDown. I'm going to be, you know what I mean? Like when I'm on the road, I can catch it. If I'm at work at night, on one of those nights, I can put it on my tablet and listen to it in my truck while I'm driving around. You know?
Yeah.
It like you said, it's surreal, but at the same time, it's a step to the future for WWE programming.
Well, and that's just it. When the world tends to change and to spin a different way, the WWE is very quickly to adapt with it. When we talk about just how in front of the curve they were when the WWE Network first launched, Like, that was something to behold, because at that point, you know, Netflix was still kind of like working out, not really a thing yet. Then we saw Disney Plus, then we saw Paramount Plus, and all these other streaming platforms, right? When was the last time you saw a full-fledged television broadcast, a longest running episodic show like Monday Night Raw make that full change to a streaming platform?
I don't think it's ever happened.
So, and then that's kind of my point. Historic in that sense, historic for the company. And from what I understand and what we all know, they made a few pennies from it.
Yeah.
Right.
And in just a few years, or about a year or so away, Peacock will, and the contract for the library of WWE will come up. So seeing if Netflix picks that up will then tell us how much of the library will actually be available to show.
Right.
That's for US viewers, correct?
I think that's for everyone.
Because I read for the Netflix Q&As, like for everywhere else in the world, it's going to be a slow rollout for everything else as far as what WWE is getting everywhere else in the world other than the US.
Well, you know what?
We'll find out.
The future will tell us what happens. Wow.
Yeah, it will.
But I'm kind of curious if in 5 years, because there's a 5-year out on the contract, let's say WWE on Netflix doesn't pan out. I'm wondering in that 5 years, where does WWE go? And I know that's something that we don't need to think about for another 5 years, but I'm curious about that.
Here's the thing. If by chance there is a move away from Netflix, I have a feeling WWE is just going to make their own streaming platform.
Right.
Right. Which the attempt was there, right? Essentially, with the WWE Network, the attempt was there, and who knows? This might just be that, where the WWE Network itself really, it was good, but it wasn't great.
Yeah,
and now let's take all of this and learn from what Netflix can do, and take all of that knowledge to create our own.
And I think too, from the last time the WWE Network was there to now, I think the ideology of what it was different. It became a channel and everything like that, but again, that was towards television and that end, so you could get it as among your other TV channels. This could be a step now that WWE says, hey, there's Disney Plus, there's Netflix, there's all these different platforms to watch.
Mm-hmm.
There could be that added investment as well to make WWE its standalone entertainment group, just with through TKO, and you could get not only that but also USC. Like, there's always a place like DAZN could always pick up WWE too.
Yeah,
something like that. As I know that they do just a plethora. See, that word still has to stay, of different sports as well. So I don't know. But I mean, again, that is 5 years down the road. And I really don't see Netflix and WWE not busting through the historic door.
Yeah.
Well,
but I think that kind of concludes it, right?
Yes, it does.
I think it does.
Let's I think it's time to do them where we can find you, aka socials, aka where you at. And let's start off with you, Chris Best.
All right, you can find me at my Linktree, linktr.ee/Chris_best83. Tomorrow night, 8:05 Eastern, you can look for me doing Turnbuckle Talk right here on Turnbuckle Studios.
Bubba Duke.
You can find me on YouTube at Bubba OMD. And over there on Twitch, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. Keep an eye on there because I do a lot of streaming there throughout the week when these guys are all busy doing their thing here.
All right. And out of respect, we're going to save the main event for last. So I'm going to go and tell people you can find me at my Linktree /Chris Parrish. And you can also check out all those 5 beautiful locations. That's right. My X, my Instagram, my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Twitch. Because every Sunday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, you can check Chris Parrish podcast. Well, guess what? The 2 guys below are going to join me. Why? Because the draft is coming back, bitches. Yeah, we are doing it, and we're going to represent a network exec. Somebody's going to represent Netflix. Somebody's going to represent C-Dub. Somebody's going to represent USA as we do the good old draft where we're not draft a roster. We will make a show on that same episode. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, if you're local and you want to check out a good little beer restaurant and an arcade, well, Beercade is your choice. Follow them at Beercade White on Instagram, Beercade YEG on X, or locally at 10544 82nd Ave, and then as well as Beercade White on Facebook. And with that being said, the main event, Karl Karufel.
Find me on my Linktree, linktr.ee/Karl Karufel. That's linktr.ee/KarlKarufel.
And since
I have something that's just come up really quick, so I've got to duck out right now. But thank you, love you, and I will see everyone very soon.
See, I did that hoping he would do the send-off.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
damn it.
Shit. Best, take us home.
Okay, in the immortal words of Karl Karufel, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other.
Trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude era. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best, holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation.